Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be taking you through Dead Week at UC Berkeley, which was the week before finals week. Heads up, I'm editing this video on December 31st, which is 3 weeks after Dead Week actually happened, so I'll try my best to narrate, but if my memory is fuzzy, now you know why. Okay, so usually in Dead Week, what happens is most people take a break for the first couple of days. We just got off of our last week of classes. It's time to take a break and go to San Francisco, maybe hang out with your friends. But me, on the other hand, I get worried about my tests and I really, really want to make sure that I do well on them. So I maximize my amount of studying and started studying at the very beginning of this week, as you can see. And that's not to say that people who do take a break at the end of classes are wrong. I mean, that works for them. But for me, I feel like unless I put my most dedicated effort, that's when I don't get the results that I want. So I end up trying to study as much as I can, and that's what works for me. Also, quick pause. I realize I don't really talked about what I've been actually doing. That's because it's kind of boring. I've been just studying by myself and eating lunch, and I will be going out soon, though. I will be. See, I told you I was going out soon. I'm at a review session. Okay, yeah, it's not really going out because it is just an academic thing, but at least I went out of the house. Okay, and I know it looks that in the previous shot that no one showed up, but that's not right. So this is proof that people actually did show up to the review session. So after I came home from the review session, I pretty much just continued reviewing data science by going through the slides, and today was basically just a data science heavy day because I was reviewing the content and trying to put it on a cheat sheet, which we get for the final. So I was just reviewing the slides, going through the content, making sure I know everything so that I can do practice tests after this. I think today was honestly one of the more boring days of Dead Week because I didn't really get to interact with many people. I was just kind of grinding through data science, which is honestly my least favorite subject. I am pre-med, so data science is kind of a double major that I'm doing, and especially before the final, I was feeling the hardness and weight of data science. So, I mean, I do like it more now, especially after the final, but I think during this time, I was definitely just trying to slog my way through the day. And then usually around dinner time, I get pretty brain dead, so here, I think I was just watching something on YouTube and eating lasagna for dinner, but that's pretty much all I did for the rest of the day, I think. And of course, I gotta reward myself with some chocolate at the end of the day, Happy Tuesday of Dead Week, everyone. So today I started off by having my usual breakfast of waffles with strawberries, raspberries, I don't know honestly which fruit it was, and coffee. And then we're gonna get started with a really, really productive day. So on this bright and wonderful Tuesday of Dead Week, I met up with my friend at a place really, really close to my house and a really, really good study spot called Berkeley Way West. We met there bright and early at like 9 a.m. in the morning. The plan was to have a really productive day, start my organic chemistry practice tests. I think I planned to get like 2 of them done and 2 data science practice tests done. Little did I know that was a bit of a hefty goal. See, whenever I plan for things, I kind of over-plan and I put things that I know I'm not going to get to. Like, for example, if I write a to-do list, I write like 10 things on the to-do list for each day, which is not really great. So I always end up being kind of disappointed in what I finish. And I also didn't realize that each practice test is 3 hours long. I mean, that's how long a final is supposed to be. And there's no way I'm going to do 4 practice tests in one day with lunch and dinner and distractions from friends. But alas, we persevered, and I trusted that I would finish the test, or at least I thought I would finish the test. I mean, that's all you can do, you can hope, right? After studying at Berkeley Way West in the morning, my friend and I got lunch, and then we decided to move to a different location for the afternoon. Also, don't judge us for taking a picture at the very beginning of this clip. I know you saw that. We're just girls and we like taking pictures. So yeah, I think at this point I was pretty irritated with the pace that I was going at because I wanted to finish more than I'd finished. But future me told me that it would turn out fine. So I just kept grinding, and so did my friend. And now looking back at the video that I took, the lighting is actually so nice, and this place is actually really, really, really beautiful. I might actually go back and study here a little bit more often next semester, but I think I was a little bit too stressed to actually enjoy the moment here. And then at 3:30, it was my favorite, most exciting part of the day, which was the organic chemistry review session. And the only reason why it was so exciting for me was because my professor was going through this review session, not our GSI, and he has been and is my favorite professor at Cal so far. Also, I realized I never really defined what GSI means. It is graduate student instructor, so basically just a graduate student who helps out and teaches discussion sections and stuff like that at UC Berkeley. So yeah, after the review session, it was like 5 p.m., so I said goodbye to my friend, came home, took a shower, ate dinner, and then got back to a little bit more work before I would call it a day. And I think I remember today being particularly a relief because we got our bio midterm scores back, and I was really scared to get those results back. So I was really happy once that was over with. Welcome to Wednesday of Dead Week. Can you believe it's already Wednesday? I definitely could not believe it was Wednesday at this point in the week. I didn't get as far as I wanted to at this point in my plan, but we kept on going. Of course, I'm having coffee for breakfast again, but this time I mixed it up with having toast and almond butter. If you haven't tried almond butter, you should definitely try it. It's great. So I started off this morning obviously studying, but I'm gonna be honest here, I have no idea what I was doing this morning. I'm clearly doing something on my computer, but I have no idea what it is. If I had to guess, I would guess that it was biology, and I was probably going through some of the old flashcards that I made for my midterms and just reviewing the content, but I'm not completely sure, to be honest. And yeah, this is a failed attempt at us trying to set up my camera to record us studying, but we failed. But of course, after many tries, we finally got it to work and we started to study. This place is called MLK, or Martin Luther King, I think, maybe. That's probably what it stands for, I hope. But anyways, it's called MLK, and a lot of people study here all the time, so it's really hard to get a spot. But since there was 3 of us, I think one person went early in the morning and got the spot for us in order to study there. But yeah, that's one thing about going to a public school. There's not a lot of places to study that are available half the time, so a lot of the stress comes from just trying to find a place in the first place. I mean, I'm sure you can tell even just by the sheer amount of people going back and forth in the background. But one thing that I really do like about this place is that they have places to eat built in, like lunch places built in to the spot itself. So we could go get food while we're studying and we don't have to leave for lunch or dinner and lose our spot. As you can see, my friend is eating something from that place. So it's a pretty good deal. I think I remember feeling pretty stressed this day again because I realized I needed an 80% on my data science final in order to get the grade that I wanted. So it was a little bit stressful, but it at least motivated me to study. At some point in the day, I ended up going to get Pete's Coffee, which UC Berkeley has 2 of them that take our own form of dollars, flex dollars, and I had to use my flex dollars up, so I went to go get coffee from Pete's, and it was pretty much just black coffee with no creamer in it, so, whatever. After going through some data science practice tests and giving up on them, I went on to organic chemistry practice tests, which honestly gave me a little bit more confidence because I was more comfortable in that class than data science. So I was starting to get a little bit more happier in the day at least. Also, I realized that there's a Pete's cup that says home is where your beans are delivered right in front of the camera. I promised that I wasn't trying to sponsor them or trying to encourage people to buy them because honestly I don't even like Pete's that much anyways. And here's another angle of MLK, and by this time it's pretty dark outside, so I'm just trying to finish one last test so I can go home and get ready for another productive day on Thursday. Okay, so on Thursday, I didn't really record in the morning. I think me and my roommate walked to MLK and we got a spot on the second floor of MLK this time. Yesterday, we were on the first floor. And this was around 11 a.m. I was planning to go to office hours for biology in order to look at my previous midterms to prepare for the final. So that was the main agenda for today. But obviously, who wants to go to office hours by themselves? So I forced my friend, and well, I didn't really force, but I took my friend with me to office hours, and we both went and looked at our previous midterms to prepare for the final. The clip that I'm showing right now was before we went to office hours. Obviously, I couldn't record at office hours, and we were also looking at our tests, so that's a big no-no for recording. But yeah, this clip, if it's confusing, was before. Okay, and this clip is in a place called Haas Library, which we ended up going to later in the evening. We ended up going to a cafe right after office hours and after lunch, but it was really too crowded to record there. It's a place called Cafe Milano. It's a small little cafe on Telegraph Avenue near UC Berkeley. And so we ended up coming to a quieter place in Haas to focus a little bit more. And by this time, I was pretty tired. I was pretty wiped. I just wanted to go home and sleep. I think you can probably peep me yawning a little bit, but yeah, I just wanted to go home. And then here were some of the views on our way to Haas. It was a pretty day. The sunset, it was setting once we left the cafe and went to Haas Library. So yeah, I mean, if you were curious, those were some of the views that we enjoy every single day at UC Berkeley. At this point, I was just going through some of my biology flashcards and trying to finish them. No, actually, I think I was going through some of the slides, actually. But either way, it was biology. And this was because my final was on Monday of the next week and it was already Thursday. So I really just wanted to finish this before I went home. It is the last day of Dead Week, Friday, when most people start to actually study. No, I'm just kidding. A lot of people do actually start studying only at the end of Dead Week, but that was a bit of an exaggeration. Anyways, good morning. Today I am actually eating breakfast from an on-campus cafe that I went to early in the morning to get breakfast because, like I said before, I have to spend my flex dollars. This place is called Brown's. I might have mentioned it in an earlier video. It's just a place where you can get a fried egg, hash brown, and avocado toast. It's not very well known across campus, which is quite surprising, but it's kind of in the corner of campus, which is probably why. Today I was supposed to meet up with a different friend from the ones featured in this video so far, but she ended up getting sick, so I ended up just going to Berkeley Way West by myself, and honestly that was quite productive. So even though I wanted to hang out with my friend, it was quite productive to go by myself and really hone in on trying to get some stuff done. But I mean, I did get kind of lonely, which is why I FaceTimed my mom and talked to her for a good probably 30 minutes before I got back to work. I was feeling pretty sad in the morning at that time because I couldn't meet up with my friend because I mean I like being around people, and so that was a little bit disappointing, but looking back on it, it was definitely productive. This day was also particularly hard, and probably a part of the reason why I was feeling sad was because I had to go through biology, which was just reading through the whole content because there's no practice exams for this class, which was really annoying. I hate when professors don't give practice tests because I mean, honestly, like, that's the main thing that students study off of in college, practice tests. And so, for me, going through practice tests like organic chemistry or data science, it's much more fun, it's much more productive. I feel like I'm actually getting somewhere. But reading through content in biology is really dull and boring, and I kind of have to force myself to do it, which is kind of why I'm doing it on a Friday of Dead Week. I'm kind of glad that I was able to come to Berkeley Way West by myself and get a spot because I feel like I might have gotten distracted otherwise. I know I've said this probably for the third time today, but I really do think that things played out the way it did, and things play out the way that they do for a reason. And I think the reason was for me to really force myself to do work that day. And I'm glad that I did it at Berkeley West because there are boots, as you can see, and I was able to get one all for myself, which was pretty dang nice. And also, if you're still listening to me ramble at this point in this video, that means that you must be enjoying it. So do leave a like and leave a comment, subscribe. Please let me know that you like this type of rambly video while I show you a week in my life. The one part that I didn't like about being alone all by myself was that I had to leave in order to get lunch, so I was really trying to finish an organic chemistry practice test before I left to go get lunch at Brown's again, because, you know, I have to spend my flex dollars. That's the whole theme of this whole video. But yeah, anyways, once I got lunch, I just kind of wanted to come home because that was the easiest thing to do. Berkeley West is literally right next to my house. So I got Brown's, which was seared tofu, fries, and a salad, I think. So had that and basically got back to finishing another practice test for organic chemistry. And yeah, that was pretty much it for Dead Week. That wrapped up my Friday. On Saturday and Sunday, I basically studied, just reviewed a little bit more, and then I had my finals, which keep an eye out for another video on my finals week. But if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, any ideas that you might have for later videos, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.